First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody that's here. We'll just wait like another moment as people start to come in. But what's very special about today is that this is our last Saturday Sabbath. So let me tell you a little bit about how this came to be and why we're changing back to our original, which we used to have Sunday services at 10:30 a.m. So we'd be finished by 12. So that we did for a long time. But then what ended up happening was I think it's actually during COVID, the COVID lockdown. We all have time now and research, and I did have the opportunity to really go into my own deeper studies and, guidance. And so it was all about this period of time about the Ark of the Covenant. And the Ark of the Covenant um, plays an important role because it's some sort of an agreement with humanity and the higher, realms of light. And so I went more into that study. And so starting from the Judeo-Christian lineage, if you will, um, it's actually in other traditions as well, is that Saturday has been considered the seventh day. Now, not to say that if we meet on Sundays, that doesn't count. We're not talking about that at all. It's the intention that counts the most. But the Saturday, what we decided to do as an ecclesiastical decision was to acknowledge Saturday as the seventh day. And that was more of a personal, collective, that we are consciously aware of the various dynamics unfolding. And as we're going back to some of the ancient wisdoms, we had made a decision to at least honor that. So that's how the Saturday Sabbaths had started, is the honoring of that covenant. Not to say that Sundays is not the covenant too. Did the research, a lot of that had to do with the Vatican making decisions, or somebody made a decision to say, well, Jesus rose in their mind on Sunday after Friday, so that should be the new Sabbath. So I just said, well, I think we should go with the original one that Moses, where God said directly, that the seventh day. I said, that's the one I think, we should align with. But it doesn't matter because it has to do with your intention. So that was a symbolic gesture that we were aware of this and that we wanted to align ourselves with that energy. But in our society, the reality is that Saturday evenings is a busy time for people. It's just the conditioning of our society. So, in order to get more people involved, okay, because this is such powerful, important work, we know the intention in our hearts is to be in alignment with that sacred covenant. That's all that matters. And so, we feel very comfortable bringing that Saturday Sabbath intention over to Sunday morning. And that way we could reach more people on a Sunday at 10:30 than say a Saturday at 5 o'clock. But no matter when we come together as the family of light, connected through our hearts and our minds together in higher service, it is always the sacred Sabbath. Always. Sacred Sabbath in your own room, in your own time, in your own discussion with God. That's a Sabbath. So, anyway, today is our last Saturday Sabbath, and starting next week, we're going to have Reverend Annie. Reverend Annie has an amazing, amazing, wonderful service. It's called Ecstatic Kabbalah. And let me tell you something, this is just so amazing. I recommend it. People who go want to come back because it's taken the powerful names of God, of which we're going to do that in this service. I'm going to get to the lecture in just a moment. But not only is it, saying it, but it's integrating it into your body, because the stamp of the divine is in every cell of our body. Is in every electron spin. So when you get this, sort of like an ecstatic, meaning that your movement, you're saying the words. It's more of an integrational process. Some of like, when you write your goals, you write it down, you say it, you hear it. It's that kind of reinforcement. So on the uh, third third Sunday mornings will be Reverend Annie and the Ecstatic Kabbalah. She will be having that next week. It'll be in person, and for those of you that are not local, you can still participate. We will always have it online availability. That's the new normal now. That's the blessing of COVID. We are no longer bound by time or space. And then the following Sunday, which is the fourth Sunday, is Reverend Robin. Reverend Robin, those of you who know her know that she is like the amazing wisdom holder of so much information. It's just, if you need to know something, you just ask her. That's why I go to Robin. Okay, she did Huna. She knows the Colburn Bible. She knows Kabbalah. She knows. She's just a cosmic encyclopedia of information, and she shares that ancient wisdoms from way back when, the firstborns, of ancient wisdom. So she offers that and she does her service on the 4th. And then, of course, on the first Sunday is the Open Heart Divine Healing Service. Very powerful. It's anchored in the Metatronic and Holy Spirit energies. That's the anchor of that service. And throughout the years, I don't even know how many years we're doing it now, but it's a couple of years. We've had various people say this shift happened in their lives, or they had some sort of an emotional healing, or things came together for them to move forward. So it's just something that we do. And of course, we're doing it with the higher celestial realms of light. That's what we bring in to do the healing. And so and then Reverend Eric does the Sunday on the second Sundays of the month. And he's very tapped in. Those of you who know him, he's a great channeler. He's also does a tremendous shamanic healing. He's also a healer here at the center, and he has a whole following of people who really love him. And then in those few times where there's a fifth Sunday, then I would be doing that, Baba Sharone. I would be doing those fifth Sundays, a lecture of some kind. Okay, so that's basically the updates right now. So we will get started with our service. And the topic of our service is actually, if I remember correctly, is it's time to use the ancient wisdom, the ancient understanding for our world today. I had a discussion with a gentleman, actually my cousin, who came to visit, and I was telling him about the Gnostic Gospels, and he wasn't really familiar with that. He knew of it, didn't know what it was. And basically, I told him, I said, it has a lot of information in there. And I said, if you look at the history of the planet, you always have those that, the victors control what they want. You have different groups, and it's always good to have a full understanding, not just one little thing, but the entire thing from all these different perspectives. And there had to be a reason why the Nag Hammadi and the Dead Sea Scrolls, hid these. They hid them because there were probably those at the time, your seers, your prophets, your mystics. We have new names for them now, channelers and all of that, but it's the same ilk, if you will, is saying, the consciousness of society perhaps is not ready to take this on, or there are those forces that don't want this to happen. This is not the divinely appointed time. And always those, and I want to share everybody here, for the type of services that we offer at the Cosmic Center and Spiritual Light, is not the masses. The masses don't come to this service. This is not a mega church. It's not designed to be a mega church, because as they say, the higher the vibe, the smaller the tribe. It's people that are, So you've always had those leaders, you've always had those people had a broader understanding. And also in Egypt, they do speak, where they read a text for the regular people, they read it, they understand one thing about that. But you had like the high priest who would read it and have a completely different understanding of it. So nothing has really changed, it remains the same. So I want to say that, as Jesus the Christ said, when two or more, just two people, I'm there amongst you. When two or more are gathered, there I am with you. And so the the people who come to these type of services, which is the higher understanding, it's a higher wisdom, it's a growth that expands your consciousness more and more, no matter, even if you understand it or you don't, the exposure of it. Okay, because you're not just one being, you're a multi-dimensional being, so you're understanding things on other levels. Okay, so just the fact that you show up and you strive, I like that word, strive, STRIVE. I'm trying. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to expand. I'm trying to walk my path. Thus, the trying, okay, has you in a holy, sacred alignment, and it pulls you on your spiritual path. And as you're committed to that spiritual path, unique to you, okay, it's unfolding and you are where you're going to be. So that's why for everybody, as they say, there's a teacher for the student and a student for the teacher, because everybody is completely different, first of all, in terms of their uniqueness, but also people are on different points in their development. Okay, just like how you have to, in a 3D world, you have to have the engineer, but you also have to have the architect, and you also have the plumber. Okay, you have, or else not if it works. So the same here too. The same here too. The one thing that I can say is that everybody should be at their divinely appointed uh, part, whatever that is. Whether they're ready, I say, you know what, I know this now. I'm ready for something new or something different, or I feel that this is what's pulling me in this way. It's all good because your inner self is going to guide you. And the point of that guidance is to unfold you more, is to for you to be able to bring more light, more wisdom, and more understanding into your life, because it is a soul pulse that's pulling you to do so. So it's very powerful and very, very important. So what we're going to do today is the ancients, okay, had certain prayers, and even to this day, certain, rabbis will use, and the rishis, the very holy men and women of the East. You have in the East, many that are called saints, okay, and they use mantras. They use sound. They used sound. And just like how, though there are many people that are looking at Stonehenge, they're looking in South America, these amazing stones that are placed, they can't even figure out how do you even place these things. Well, science today, you can Google it and look it up. It'll tell you, now it's not like a big stone, but there is a levitation now. Science is able to levitate like a little particle, a couple of particles, where it starts to hover through sound. Okay, and we know really we were to see beyond this 3D dimension. We are geometries. We are part of a geometria of this world, of this solar system, of this galaxy, of this universe. We are geometries, and we are also colors, and we're tones. And so in other parts of ourselves, if we were to look at ourselves, we could be an amazing, orb on another level. So we are so much more. And I guess that's the start, is to understand that we are so much more than this body wrap that I refer to that we are in. And what's so important to understand, and a lot of people understand, is that some people really believe that the body wrap is them. They're like, this is my hand, my head. It's my body's hand, or my body is not feeling well. The I am is good. I am that I am, Ea Asha Ea. we're residing somewhere in these higher levels of ourselves. That's good. An aspect of us is hair, and it's almost like sparks. It's like the gathering of sparks. We're a spark. And this higher part of ourselves is like, I want that, my spark. I want I want my little spark to come back to the fold, to be part of the big spark. And sometimes, bringing that spark that we have back into the original, which is beyond the gravitational pull of the earth, beyond or even our own star system. It's beyond, as Jesus the Christ in the Pistis Sophia said, it's on a way, way high aeon. It's a higher level. Okay, it's the Atman Kadman, or the divine human. And so we have an attachment to that. That's why there's something in us, no matter where we are, in our expression, in our development, in our unfoldment, that there is, some other aspect of myself. Soon you begin to realize, you become like the observer. You have an experience in your life that where you're maybe doing something, but then you sense your higher self. I remember when that happened to me. It's like I had a higher self that kind of came very prominent. There isn't people walking around, they have no clue there's a higher self. But as you're on this path, at some point you become like, there's some other higher aspect of me that I'm recognizing. And then you come into where a language, okay, that we have our regular language here on the earth, but then you now begin to understand how that comes to you, in your own enlightenment, your own following divine synchronicities. Okay, that there's something else pulling your attention that is communicating with you. And however that comes to you, that could come to some people that tend to be telepathic. Some people can see, they're clairvoyant. Some people can hear, they're clairaudient or clairsentient. They feel it, they feel energies. Okay, this is all this part of you that wants you to continue on your path of unfoldment, where your spark can no longer be stopped only up to a certain point, like a spiritual glass ceiling, spiritual glass ceiling. I gotta go reincarnate. I gotta reincarnate, over and over again. Is that somehow we have to pierce that part and go beyond that and go. And we are at this point. And the ancient ones told us all about it. It's written and they talk about it. They say the firstborns will be here again. We have a sense that I think I've been here before. I'm carrying this knowledge. I have a propensity of this. Now, not to say that everybody has gone through reincarnation, but I would say most of us that are in these physical bodies have. But most certainly, you do have walk-ins. You have other exceptions to the rule, or some star person just decided to come in and check things out and like, okay, I'm good. I'm going back. But for most of us, to come to this development understanding, we had to integrate with the earth and understand it. And there's a sense of this sense of evolution that does take place. Everybody comes here with different missions. People come here to learn. All of us, the school is a learning. This planet is learning. That is one layer, but it's not the only layer. There are many layers, and there is a layer of what is known as star seeds, wanderers, light workers. There's different names, and you have everybody, of course, that, most people feel that there's something higher than ourselves, from the indigenous people to whoever, that there's something more. Okay, many different cultures, but most certainly there are those that I would call, as Jesus Christ say, to be a light to the world in their own way, that they come to a higher understanding. So if you knew something, if you had some information that other people don't have, that's vital, that's important actually, would you not say, wow, I got to share this with other people to bring it to their awareness or to bring it to their intention? And that's exactly what your prophets, what your saints, what Jesus the Christ and the avatars of light did. They said, hey guys, we have some information you may have forgotten, or we're here to give you some new information, or we're here to jog your memory. Okay, and a lot of this for us is jogging our memory to remember who we truly are. So the ancients had ways, and in it is said that in the time of Adam and during those early times, you did have people that communed with the higher realms. It was a regular deal. They were like, blah, blah, blah. What should we do for this civilization? And they would get an answer. That connection was very organic. And over time, through, say, the corruptibility, intervention of other forces that would seek to sever that, it, and we grew further away from the light, then we became more concrete. We became more in these dense bodies. Our memories came to forget, and we came start being born into forgetfulness into these bodies. So this is a clarion call now, where our ancients from so long ago have put things in stone, in bone, because information is stored in bone, in stone and bone. They've written in scrolls. They've done it in different ways to future generations, which may be our own selves just coming back. That's possible too. To remember to remember who we are. And it's time now to get out of the simulated game. Okay. And there's a much higher, brighter, wonderful, experience where we can now transcend the duality that we find ourselves in. We can transcend, the suffering that's upon the world and the wars and all of that, that there is something else. And there are myriad of worlds, okay, that don't experience this. As there are some worlds, believe it or not, that are below us too, okay, that are what they call the outer darkness, but we most certainly can ascend to these higher levels of a Shambhala, where there is world and peace. So if you subscribe to the fact that everything's energetic, and I think, the ancients knew this, before science said, yes, there is, everything is energetic, is frequency, a sound is frequency, and even those simple little scientific tests where they put water and some salt, for example, and they put different tones on it, and you see how it changes to different geometries. Okay, so this is just some examples clearly that there's stuff going on in and all around us. And the ancient wisdom is there to bring us back into this higher understanding. Okay, so for those that are on this threshold for their next step in higher understanding, and why would we want to do higher understanding and knowledge and wisdom, is of course to help the world, to help those that are lost and, or in agony or in suffering, and or under the great delusion that this is all there is. And you know what? It's not our world, but there are millions of people that truly believe that this is all there is. That's it. After that, you do the best you can, and then, you're in the ground, and that's the end of everything. So, but the good news is that every human has a soul. And so they may think like that, and then at some point in their development they'll say, oh, I guess I was wrong, there is a continuum going on over here. But because of maybe that thought process for many people, they think that this is all there is, and they kill themselves. Young people, older people, it's not even, there's a large suicide rate in older individuals, as well as young people. And so that's like, what's the sense of living, what's the purpose of living? And so that's why we come together as the family of light. We're not just coming together for ourselves. Of course, we want our own spiritual development and unfoldment, but we are in service to this planet, beyond the planet, actually, but most certainly this planet and all of her life, meaning our fellow human beings and all sentient life. Okay, we are here. We can't say, oh, I'm good. Bye, everybody. Oh, that's not how that works. It's like, oh, I got it. I got to go help other people too in my own way that I can do that. So I've always said that, mystics have always worked behind the scene, right? They're like the ones that are saying, we don't need a large group. We just need a group of people who can hold the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love in their heart. Okay, because that's the key. And all iconic spiritual and religious art, you always see them pointing to the higher heart, whether it's the flame, the heart, there's different ways of it, there's, and in all cultures, there's this thing about this section of the human body. And this section of the human body is where the heart resides. And there is a physical heart, okay, but also there's the higher heart. And that higher heart is where the divinity, we hold this sense of divinity, our connection to the higher aeons, our connection to the Atman Kadman, the divine human, our connection to our eternal existence. It's up here. And I need not tell you that there are many, many people and throughout history who've had that part shut down. And so those that are opening up to that, okay, those that can hold it, okay, like exercise and maintain it. Okay, just have your avatars of light, your saints, they maintain that energetic all the time, wherever they went or walked. They blessed the land, they blessed the people because they were able to hold it. So that's really what we're doing. We're like working out our spiritual muscles, so to speak, that we walk into a room or our voice or our knowledge of a sound can be a blessed alchemy to change a negative situation. That you can come and be that voice of calm when everybody else around you is in chaos. So that is, as you see behind me, the masters of light, Jesus the Christ, Melchizedek. Um, they have all said that we hold the similitude of the divine. We're made in the image of the divine, and the divine is unconditional love and limitless light. That's the divine. And so we hold this, we have this, and we have the potential to make that be more of our life and to have it consume us, if you will. And as we are walking light, and that was a message from Jesus Christ, to be a light to the world. So we come together and we pray, we come together, we learn, we come together and we remember our power and do our part in this world. So with that now, I'd like to start off with this prayer. I call upon the company of heaven, nature, intelligence, and all beings of light from on high that wish to join me now in this sacred space where I find myself. As I align myself with Mother, Father, God, the great central sun, the source of all that is, and my higher light, and I call upon the overlighting of Helios Vesta, or Solar Logi, and ask to be taken in my divine body of light, an external macabre vehicle of light, into the ascension seat and heart of the sun, so I may experience the new healing chamber of light. I now breathe in this moment, aware of each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath. And as I experience these amplified frequencies of love, wisdom, in a beautiful cup of gold flame light, as I download now these key codes of light, As I take on the new I am avatar blueprint, I focus simply on being a keeper of light, and I direct these codes of light onto this earth plane through Shambhala and into the second ray department of love wisdom. And through this into the unity grid of light, they lay lines and sacred sites in this beautiful cup of gold flame. I call upon the overlighting of Sunak Kumara, the bridge of solar service, Lord Buddha, and the planetary spiritual hierarchy to take me on an external Merkaba vehicle of light into the ascension seat of the 12th ray, the one of unity consciousness with Shambhala. And as I experience this 9th wave of unity consciousness through this beautiful golden flame and ray of planetary Christ consciousness, and I take this golden flame of unity consciousness and I radiate it through the unity grid of light within and around this earth as I connect with the light workers, star-seated ones, and beings of light along this unity grid of light. I allow this wave of unity through this golden flame of light to be expressed for all life on this earth plane as I activate the new avatar blueprint codes of light and direct this golden flame of light into the oceans of the world and to all those places in need of healing and love. As I send my healing love, I transmute all that is not of the light, merging polarities into the timeline of one unity consciousness. I am a keeper of light, seeker of wisdom and truth. I am a child of the sun, an ambassador of light. I am one with all life. And now I'm going to share my screen for those that are online. Okay, I'm going to use this from our Bach Tower ceremony that we had in September of 2020. And I want us to do a couple of important chanting. And that is our intention that we just, right? Because this is what the ancients did. They put forth their intention in a holy prayer, they lit a candle, or they did an anointing of oil, some symbol of creating a sacred space and connecting with the divine, which is what everybody here in this moment is doing. We sent forth our prayer. We sent forth our attention and intention, acknowledging as to who we truly are as light workers, star seeds, wanderers, as those who have come to assist and to help, and for those who walk their spiritual path. So we want to say El Elyon and Shekinah, and you'll see how it's done on your paper. El Elyon is the Most High God. That is what we are aligned with, the source of all creations. We are very clear on what we're aligned with. And we want to do Shekinah, acknowledging the divine presence and Holy Spirit that is here with us now. And so we will use our voices to bring forth that intention and prayer that we just said, to bring it out into the world, to touch all people, even as it moves in and through us and how blessed we are. So simply follow along with the chant. El Elyon, 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 Shekinah, 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 Shekinah. Again, we will say our prayer. I call upon the company of heaven, nature, intelligence, and all beings of light from on high that wish to join me now in this sacred space as I align myself with Mother, Father God, the great central sun, the source of all that is, and my higher light. And I call upon the overlighting of Helios Vesta, or solar logi, and ask to be taken in my divine body of light, an external Merkaba vehicle of light, into the ascension seat and heart of the sun, so my experience the new healing chamber of light. As I experience these amplified frequencies of love, wisdom in a beautiful cup of gold flame light, as I download now these new key codes of light, as I take on the new I am avatar blueprint, I focus simply on being a keeper of light. And I direct these key codes of light onto this earth plane through Shambhala and into the second ray department of love, wisdom, and through this into the unity grid of light, the ley lines and sacred sites in this beautiful cup of gold flame of light. And I call upon the overlighting of Sunakumara, the bridge of solar service, Lord Buddha, and the planetary spiritual hierarchy, to take me on an external Merkaba vehicle of light into the ascension seat of the 12th ray of one unity consciousness through this beautiful golden flame and ray of planetary Christ consciousness. And I take this golden flame of unity consciousness and I radiate it through the entire unity grid of light within and around this earth plane as I connect with the light workers, star-seated ones, and beings of light along this unity grid of light. I allow this wave of unity through this golden flame of light to be expressed for all life on this earth plane as I activate the new avatar blueprint codes of light. And I direct this golden flame of light into the oceans of the world and to all those places in need of healing and love. As I send my healing love, I transmute all that is not of the light, merging polarities into the timeline of one unity consciousness. I am a keeper of light, seeker of wisdom and truth. I am a child of the sun, an ambassador of light. I am one with all life. And now, we now serve as our ancient ancestors did, in our interconnection and communion with the divine. And as we continue, we sense and feel and know the presence of the radiant ones who are here and present. For as we come together through hearts and minds to serve, so too do all our myriad and Shaddai, our family of light, come. For they're constantly listening and aware. And when we call upon the heavens, the lights of lights, our divine higher aspects, and our service to the eternal Creator, they come, they surround us, uplift us, and create a continual platform of our ever growing and increasing ability to hold light and to give love. We now come together as the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten to bring balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine that has been skewed upon this earth, that a healing now take place, a balancing now take place. We call upon the higher celestial realms of light to assist us and open the way as we hold the light and increase the portals of light, so these divine sacred light codes can come into our planet and into the areas of imbalance, especially the foundation of the feminine and the masculine. And with that, we now call the Holy Divine Mother, Ima, 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 and the Divine Father, Abba, 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 Abba. Ima, 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 Abba, 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 Abba. Ima, 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 Ima. 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 Abba, 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 Abba. As we take a moment here, just to be mindful of the divine and holy presence within us and around us. We remember our ability and our power and the choice to be a light to the world. We remember the music of the spheres, for we remember that all celestial bodies, all life has tone. All has tone, all has frequency, and we come together now as the children of the earth who have not forgotten to sing our song. We remember that we have our unique voice, our unique sound that contributes to the orchestra of the cosmic sound. We now lend our voice. We now send forth our love and our light into the music of the spheres to bring forth the harmonics, the beauty, and the balance upon our sacred earth. For we remember that we are the guardians and we are the stewards of this planetary being. And so we now raise our voices, send forth our tone out into the universe and into the multiverse. We send it towards the heavens and the upper worlds, that they hear our music, they hear our tone. It moves through the music of the spheres, and the angels gather here now, for they sing. They sing their song, and they sing with us. And so there's a whole orchestration of the divine tones that move through and beyond this world, move beyond our solar logi, and move beyond our Milky Way galaxy. As the upper heavens hear our song, one more time, we say our holy prayer. I call upon the company of heaven, nature, intelligence, and all beings of light from on high that wish to join me now in this sacred space as I align myself with Father, Mother God, and the great central sun, the source of all that is, and my higher light, and I call upon the overlighting of Helios Vesta, or solar logi, and I ask to be taken in my divine body of light, an external Merkaba vehicle of light, into the ascension seat and heart of the sun, so I may experience the new healing chamber of light. As I experience these amplified frequencies of love, wisdom, and a beautiful cup of gold flame of light, as I download these key codes of light, as I take on the new I Am Avadar printer blueprint, I focus simply on being a keeper of light, and I direct these key codes of light onto this earth plane, through Shambhala, and into the second ray department of love wisdom, and through this into the unity grid of light. They lay lines and sacred sites in this beautiful cup of gold flame of light, and I call upon the overlighting of Sanat Kumara, the bridge to solar service, Lord Buddha, and the planetary spiritual hierarchy, to take me in an external Merkaba vehicle of light into the ascension seat of the 12th ray of one unity consciousness, through this beautiful golden flame and ray of planetary Christ consciousness. And as I take this golden flame of unity consciousness, and I radiate through the unity grid of light within and around this earth plane, And as I connect with the light workers, star-seated ones, and beings of light along this unity grid of light, I allow this wave of unity through this golden flame of light to be expressed for all life on this earth. As I activate the new Abadar blueprint codes of light, and I direct this golden flame of light into the oceans of the world and to all those places in need of healing and love. As I send my healing love, I transmute all that is not of the light, merging polarities into the higher timeline of one unity consciousness. I am a keeper of light, seeker of wisdom and truth. I am a child of the sun. I am an ambassador of light. I am one with all life. And in closing, we're going to intone Yod He Vod He, which is the ineffable name of the one source, and you will find it, the tetragrammaton. We won't do the tetragrammaton. We'll simply do Yod He Vod He. Yod He Vod He, 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 Yod He Vod He. We acknowledge the divine presence here, and with grateful hearts, we are blessed beyond measure to be able to serve and to receive the grace that has taken place in the gathering of hearts and minds in higher service. We thank you for the blessings bestowed upon us as we continue on our everlasting journey back home, home into the radiance of the Ein Sof or limitless light, and into the embrace of unconditional love as we walk the path of the Shalometh Shalom, the peace that surpasses all human understanding. Amen, 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 and amen. Stop the share. Okay, that concludes our beautiful, beautiful service. And just the ancients have put their intention out there, and in service. And there's more discoveries, now in Malta. They have this underground cave-like structure that's a sound system. And so what they believe is that with the sound system, and they use whatever, and I've seen this also in South America, in Pumapunku. I've seen this myself, how somehow they were able to manipulate sound harmonics and be able to do like amazing things, open up portals. So in Amururu in South America, which is this huge mountain that I was there, and it has like this door that's carved into it, and it is said that Amuru, okay, went through the stone because he had the sounds to change frequency of that solid structure and for him to go through. And that's the great legend there in Peru. And very powerful. I was there. Amazing things happened on that trip one day. I think I'm just going to show that trip again because it was talk about anomalies and things that are just like, what's going on with that? Very profound when I went to Machu Picchu and Pumapunku in Bolivia and that area there. So, the ancients knew about sound. They knew about sound. And, as we take our step, more information will be revealed. That's how it goes. It's like you get here, like, okay, now there's some more information. Now there's some more information. And that is our journey. That is our journey of light. And with each information that we get, and when we do give, we are blessed beyond measure to be able to do this and create the divine protection and the divine guidance that we always have with us when we do this work. So with that, I'm going to say, thank you to everybody. We do have to end this a little bit. You're very welcome, Nancy. And remember at ccosl.com, we appreciate your donations for us to continue this important work. Just go on the website and you'll see a donation page there, and you can give an offering there. We appreciate it. Eleanor, yes, I appreciate this was a beautiful service. I want to say to everybody who's here, that's on Zoom and who are here physically. And an announcement is that as of the 12th, this coming Monday, Anchoring Light is going to be in person as well as online at 6:45. We will start the Anchoring Light. So we tell people to come around the 6:30-ish time, towards that 6:45 when we get started. And we have our chat. That's what we usually do. We do a little chat. And then after the chat, we go into our meditation. Okay, so with that, I want to say thank you. Thank you all. Yes, Pamela, you're very welcome. I'm so happy that we all come together as the family light from all over. So with that, I'll say namaste. Thank you. See you next time.